The nighthawk was truly an ugly bird. His face looked as if it had been spattered with brown miso paste. His broad beak extended nearly ear to ear, and his short, wobbly legs inhibited him from walking more than a few feet. And so, it was because of these physical peculiarities that the other birds hated looking at him. Take the lark. While by no means an especially attractive bird, he even regarded himself high above the nighthawk. Should their paths have happened to cross at twilight, the lark would, with an off-putting expression, pretend he hadn't seen the other bird, shutting his eyes tightly and turning his head firmly in the other direction until the nighthawk had passed. And smaller birds were always bad-mouthing the nighthawk behind his back, saying,
"Humph! He's come out again. Just look at that sorry face. It pains me to count him among us birds." "Tell me about it. With a mouth that big, you'd think he was one of the frogs."
As well as other nasty things. Oh, if only he were the real hawk. Then the mere mention of his name would send those shallow little birds shrinking into the leaves to hide. But in spite of his name, the nighthawk bore no relation to the hawk. He was, in fact, the elder brother of both the beautiful kingfisher and the hummingbird, who was considered the jewel in the bird family's crown. For dinner, the kingfisher fished, and the hummingbird feasted on honey, but the nighthawk caught and ate little bugs, since he had neither strong claws nor a sharp beak. Even the weakest of birds had little to fear from him. How strange it was, then, to have hawk in his name. They only resembled one another in two ways. The first being that the nighthawk's wings were quite strong. When he flew, they looked like blades slicing through the wind, and were easy to mistake for the hawk's. The second was that his cry was very piercing, and too much like the hawk's. Naturally, this did not sit well with the real hawk, who angrily demanded the nighthawk do something about his name every time he saw him. So it happened one evening, after a long series of threats, that the hawk paid a formal visit to the nighthawk's nest.
"Hey, you home?"
the hawk called out.
"I see you've yet to change your name. You're unexpectedly brazen for such a lesser bird, but I'll have you listen here now. You and I couldn't be more different. I can soar anywhere I please within the great blue sky, while you can only come out at dusk, or at best when it's overcast. And just look at my fine beak and claws. I'm sure you'll find yours cannot compare."
"But, Mr. Hawk," the nighthawk replied, "how can I change my name? It's not as if I named myself. My name was given to me by God."
"I beg to differ," retorted the hawk. "That could certainly be said of my name, that it was given to me by God. But you've only borrowed yours, half from me and half from the night. Now I ask that you return both names to their rightful owners."
"But, Mr. Hawk," the nighthawk cried, "that just isn't possible."
"Oh, yes it is. I'll give you a new name. We'll call you Pipsqueak, a fitting name for you. Now, when one changes one's name, it's imperative he make it known. So, pay attention now," the hawk continued. "You are to tie a sign around your neck with Pipsqueak written on it. Then, you'll go into the forest and visit each nest to announce that from this time forward, you are to be addressed solely by that name, and not as the nighthawk any longer."
"I can't do that,"
the nighthawk protested.
"You can and you will," the hawk insisted. "If I hear you haven't done so by tomorrow morning, I'll come at once to fell you. I'll catch you in my claws and kill you, make no mistake. Early next morning, I'll fly myself to each bird's home and ask if you've visited. And if I find you've missed even one, then that will be the end of you."
"But that's impossible,"
cried the nighthawk again.
"If you're going to make me do such a thing, then I'd rather just die now. Please, strike me down here and now."
"Calm down now, and think it over. Pipsqueak isn't such a bad name.